Stop.
You just have so much energy in you.
I have so much energy right now.
It's like flowing.
I have had one coffee today. I don't know why I have so much energy right now, but I do. Let's move on to the video. Hello YouTube, Miss Bunny Ears here, Christina. I'm coming here with my wrap up from September, and yeah, okay. So the first book I completed in September is a book that I've been reading for months now. It's because this book was a self-help book, and the way that it's processed is it's tips for like certain days, well, every day that you want to pick up this book and read it and take the tip in and digest the tip, I guess. Basically, this book is Miracles Now by Gabrielle Bernstein. And I don't know about Gabrielle Bernstein. It says in the back that she's like revolutionary. She's on Oprah, NBC's talk show or whatever. But I've never heard of her before. I actually found this book on Logical Harmony's videos. She was recommending self-help books. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in a non-spiritual part of my lifetime and I want to be more spiritual and be in touch with my inner self. I thought I'll pick up this book. And I've been reading it for like a couple months now, or more. I don't know how many months have been. I've been reading this book for a long time now, basically. And as you can see, I've got some tabs up here and right here. Because like I said, I wanted to fully digest the advice given, because I've been looking forward to strengthening myself in who I am and expanding my mind and stuff. And basically, I did enjoy some of the tips that she had written down, but a lot of the tips I did not give a shit about. Like, one tip was like, be the lighthouse. Yeah, okay, well, I don't know how to be a lighthouse, Gabrielle. And I just didn't find that helpful. Another thing that I feel like really bonked the score for Goodreads, my rating for Goodreads, I bonked the rating for it, is that basically all she does is self-promote herself lots of times. So if you need to go and figure out more about this tip, there's more on my website, whatever it is. Oh, she promotes other yoga masters or other websites, such as if you need more help with this, go to these websites. And my thoughts about this book is that if I'm coming for help, a self-help book, I don't want to have to go to websites to get that help when I bought the book, if that makes any sense. I felt that was really annoying. I also didn't care about the little hashtag miracle message number 27, how to handle haters on the internet, forgive and delete, hashtag miracles now. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. I just don't. And I feel like that was just unnecessary for this book. I feel like it added no added benefits unless you really give a shit about Twitter and am following this. I wasn't. I'm on Twitter now, but I really didn't care about the hashtag miracles now and different tips and all that kind of stuff. So this book was okay. I probably referred to these pages because they were helpful advice I really got a lot of, but a lot of this book I didn't find helpful. So it's up to you to decide if you want to read this or not. Yeah. And the next book I read in September is In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ward. And basically this book's premise is following a woman who gets invited to this hen, which is like a bachelorette party, because her friend that she hasn't spoken to in like 10 years has given an invitation all the way to her to come to this event. And she almost doesn't go until her friend does go, and they decide to just tag team it along and have a good time if possible. And it's a weekend trip in the woods. As you probably can tell, it says In a Dark, Dark Wood. It's kind of like Girl on the Train. We're trying to figure out the pieces of what happened that night, or the string of these nights that happened, because she was there for the whole weekend. Which is why I picked it up, because I loved Girl on the Train. And I read Girl on the Train because I loved Gone Girl, and I loved Gone Girl. I loved Girl on the Train, so I picked up this one. And I read it in a day or two, because I was so hooked on the premise. Literally, I was telling my boyfriend for days that, yes, I just bought books. No, I don't want to read them because I want to read this book. I was so hung up on wanting to read this book because the idea just grabbed me, a hen, and a night of murder or whatever happened. It just all the idea of this book really grabbed my attention, and I've been wanting to read it ever since I heard the premise. Someone had recently read this book on YouTube and recommended it, and that's why I really want to pick it up, is because her review made it sound so good. basically, I picked this book up, loved it, it was so good. I would recommend this to anyone. I liked that it wasn't just cabins in the woods. It was a loft. It was kind of like big windows and a really nice loft or house instead of a cabin in dinky woods, which I thought was more of a creepy spin on the idea of cabin in the woods. I felt more scared, not so scared. I felt more for the characters and their being part of a play in a sense, because the whole woods was like watching them through the huge windows. One of the characters says that about them being like actors on a stage, and that just set the tone for me. This creepy, skin prickling feeling in this book was through that character and what he said. Just, that was it for me. I was grabbed in the story, and it was very promising. I will say though, once you realize what happened, it's kind of a little bit of a letdown because it's been done so many times before in other books. But it was still very fulfilling, and it was really worth the read. And so I highly recommend this book to you if you're interested in this kind of story. I have mentioned this book quite often on my channel already, and I'm not going to go too far into it because I already talked about it in my tag video and my currently reading video, so I'm not going to go too far into this. But I finished Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, finally. And it was satisfying to finally finish this book, and the ending wrapped up nicely. I was kind of sad about how Jane ended up with her marriage. Just very sad about what happened. I'm not going to go too depth if you want to read this book. I guess it could be a spoiler. But I was kind of sad to see that happen. And I felt like the reading this book was satisfying to say that I've read this book because I've read Jane Austen now, and I read Pride and Prejudice, but I don't feel like the ending was satisfying for me. I liked it. I think the book was okay, but I don't think that I'll pick this up anytime soon again. Just really hard for me to get through, and it wasn't enough for me to really like this book enough, if that makes sense. That's all for this video. Thank you for tuning in to my channel, and I'll have the next video up really soon. Thanks. Bye.